Okay, so it seems that there's been some pretty big news in regards to Phase Connect and the one missing member from their new generation. Now, this again was a pretty big topic a while ago, but it seems like we finally have an update and a very big update on this final missing member, who, if you don't know, is Anya Nyabyss, who was supposed to obviously debut a couple of months ago, but obviously it never happened, apart from this one post which says "Dap me." And yeah, you can see there's a little bit of a teaser of her design. It seemed all set to kind of come out and be all good and had to come out with the rest of the gen, but it just never ended up happening for whatever reason that might be. But it seems like we have some pretty big news now, because recently Phase Connect obviously had their little concert thing, and they had a ton of announcements at the end, including one of them being that Anya Nyabyss is coming back and that she will be actually debuting on January 17th, which again has a lot of people super excited to see exactly what's happening with that, and whether she will actually come to streaming, as a lot of people have been super worried about what has really been going on. Now, if you don't know, obviously a lot of people have been speculating who this might be, and a lot of people have pointed it towards another VTuber called Nyana Banyana, who obviously is a indie VTuber and obviously is now graduated, which led a lot of people to thinking that could be her, especially with the fact that their names are so similar. It seems like a lot of their vibes are just very similar. So honestly, I think it's pretty on the nose, and a lot of people are pretty happy with that theory, right? Obviously, people saying seems like Anya has gotten better now. Glad that is the case and that she's able to start. Saying thank goodness she's okay. Said I assume this was all during the paid part of the concert. Not a problem, of course, just asking, as I can't see it on their official Twitter, although they'll probably make a tweet about it later. Also, good to hear that this implies that she is getting better, such a situation seemed quite rough for her. Which, yeah, obviously is true. And this was some of the information that came out at the end of this concert, including a new album from Rooney Ruse. Also, as well, they got the Phase Awards, which are happening at the end of the year. Also, yeah, obviously Anya Nyabyss debuting, as well as FazeCon is actually real. And yeah, they're saying Down the Rabbit Hole on June 13th to 14th at Hyatt. And yeah, as the room block now opens. So again, obviously a lot of people are very excited for that. People saying very evil music and the cat is actually real. My day can't get any better. That I'm glad I'll be able to hear the cat I'm glad to hear the cat will be able to debut. Hope she's doing well. So thank God we have info on Anya. So again, literally everybody here is saying, yo, like, thank God we have info on her, because there's a lot of people worried about her, right? There's a lot of people worried that, maybe she wasn't able to debut or whatever. And honestly, I do think she is one of the most popular members of the phasesaga gen, which came out, which obviously, all of the other ones were still very popular, but I do think that Anya Nyabyss had a lot of draw to her due to her past life and things like that, right? So obviously a lot of people saying this was apparently announced in the Invaders Wish concert live stream. I'm happy she's finally coming, but the poor girl missed out on so much and she's gonna have a very hard time catching up now due to not properly debuting on time, which I don't think is really the case. Obviously, some people are worried that, yeah, she will have to catch up, which I do think will be true. But I think that obviously, it's just one of these things that she is very popular anyways. I feel like she's going to catch up in no time. And I'm sure they've got a plan as well in terms of how this can be possible and how she can catch up to the other members. Else, obviously it wouldn't be that great, would it? Said she had the most hype of anyone this gen. I think she'd be fine. A lot of people love her past life. They're saying, not to say this was a good thing, but her late arrival did give the other members time to shine on their own. It's always a bit rocky when a new group forms, but the spotlights are focused unevenly from the very start. Everyone's focused on the croc instead. So I theorize this might have been the reason that she held off her debut. Let everyone else go first before she blows up the scene, which I don't think is true. I don't think they would have done that. I do think there's genuinely a problem behind the scenes that obviously has kind of delayed this. I don't think this was a marketing decision to be like, hey, you're really popular and we don't want you to take the light away from other people, so we're gonna like debut you later. I think there was genuinely just an issue, right? Because again, if it was it's supposed to be like a delayed debut on purpose, I feel like it would have happened a little bit sooner, right? Because all the phasesaga hype has died down now. They should have done it, way before that, and they should have had it, more ready than I think it was January 17th. Which again, I feel like I don't think that was like an on purpose thing, right? Obviously, people saying I'm just happy she's getting the chance. I was worried that she would never get the opportunity. Then, to be honest, same. I even started doom posting that she was going to quit. That's how bad it to the point it got, which again, yeah, is true, because obviously there was this whole post which came up, which had a lot of fans worried, saying postponement notice for Anya Nyabyss. They said, we would like to thank everyone for all the positive energy and excitement for phaseSaga's upcoming debut. Unfortunately, there's been unforeseen circumstances that have impacted Anya Nyabyss' debut, which will be regretfully postponed until a later time. Updates regarding Anya's debut will be provided as soon as future plans become solidified. So obviously, yeah, they were putting out a thing saying it's going to be postponed, which obviously, you know, seeing it now, obviously they were saying, hey, you know, it's just going to be a little bit of time. You know, they're not leaving or anything. But obviously, with some previous VTuber situations and things like that, whenever things go silent for quite a while, especially into the months, people do start to get worried because, you know, people have been terminated, people have been cut off, people have been, have left, you know, places as well during this time, which obviously would rightfully kind of worry any kind of, you know, VTuber fan, because it's something that happens, right? They go silent and then they suddenly leave, which again, obviously isn't great to see. But yeah, in this case, it seems like that wasn't the case. They were just like genuinely just trying to, you know, fix some stuff. And obviously there's something going on that restricted them from debuting at that time. Whatever that might be, we don't know. If they ever explain it, that might be a thing. Maybe on the debut on January 17th, we might see. And obviously I'll keep you guys up to date if anything does come out about that, because again, I'm sure they'll probably explain a little bit. So yeah, people said would rather have her be mentally and physically healthy first before anything else, which yeah, could be true. It could have been, yeah, again, there could have been so many reasons as to why she didn't debut earlier. It could have been kind of, you know, what to call it, like admin stuff, like stuff to do with like VTuber itself and starting up the channel, or it could have been stuff to do with health and like mental health, physical health, whatever. Again, it could be something to do that. Some people said, on one hand, this is phase, so her being troubled would likely sell more. But on the other hand, I'm happy to see that she's better. Getting sick is never good. I speak from experience here. Literally, we're struggling to breathe. I was among normies, so I fought so hard. So yeah, obviously, I'm not going to say that bit. But say, oh, she'll do fine. I have faith in her. It sucks, sure. I'm at least glad that she didn't lose her spot in phase. And I think that is the most important part, right? Is that she hasn't lost her spot in phase. She is still there. She is still going. And it seems like she will be debuting on January 17th. Alongside a ton of other really cool announcements for phase. And yeah, you know, people are saying as well, further back saying we're so back, you know, so we'll finally have our chance to see a cute gremlin cat back. So I was going to ask about her and see how she's doing, but I didn't know how to phrase it. Glad she's doing better and she's able to debut soon. So again, all of it is essentially just a relief, right? People saying she was so excited to join phase. So that my heart sank when I heard her debut was being put off. I'm happy to see that she's debuting soon and hope for her happiness and success going forward. So yeah, obviously a lot of people, you know, are very excited to see that happening. But yeah, essentially that is all the news to do with this whole situation at the moment. Yeah, Anya Nyabyss will be debuting on January 17th. Hopefully she has a good one and nothing gets delayed any further. But obviously, I'll keep you guys up to date if there's anything else that is going on in terms of maybe a delayed, you know, a debut or something, or even some information that comes out during this debut. Because again, you never know. She might explain exactly why this was put off. We never know. But again, that's all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.